It all started last Tuesday afternoon. My wife had just moved into our new home while I was still finishing up a brief deployment overseas. We had chosen this neighborhood for its quiet vibe and supposed community spirit. Turns out that spirit didn't apply to everyone. She was unpacking some boxes in the front yard when a woman, mid-50s, sunglasses, clipboard in hand, walked up and started barking questions. No greeting, just "Excuse me, who are you and what are you doing here?" My wife, being polite as always, responded, "Hi, I just moved in. My husband and I bought this place last month." The woman didn't even flinch. She narrowed her eyes and said, "I didn't see any moving approval forms. You're not allowed to move in without notifying the HOA. Now, first of all, we had filed everything. And second, there's literally no rule requiring someone to get approval to move into their own house." But Karen, the name fits perfectly, wasn't backing down. She pointed at her clipboard and said she was the president of the HOA and that my wife was violating multiple community regulations. When my wife asked her which ones, Karen refused to answer and instead snapped, "You have 48 hours to vacate before we issue a formal complaint and call law enforcement." That's when my wife called me, upset and confused. I told her to stay calm and that I'd be home that evening. So I get home around 7 p.m., still in uniform, duffel bag over my shoulder. As I'm walking toward the house, I see Karen standing at the edge of our driveway, arms crossed, like she's been waiting for me. She walks right up and starts in on me. "Are you the homeowner? Because your wife has been trespassing." Now I'm tired. I haven't slept in over 24 hours, but I smile politely and say, "Yes, ma'am, I'm the homeowner. We closed last month and all documents were sent to your HOA email." She scoffs and says, "I'll believe it when I see proof. Until then, you both need to leave. This is private property, and we can have you removed." That's when I calmly pulled out my military ID and said, "Ma'am, I just returned from deployment. I serve in the U.S. Army. We bought this house with a VA loan. I'd prefer not to escalate this, but I assure you, we are not going anywhere." The second she saw the ID, her face changed. Gone was the smugness. She looked like a deer in headlights. "Oh, I didn't realize. Thank you for your service," she mumbled. She flipped through her clipboard nervously, probably realizing how bad she'd just messed up. I didn't raise my voice, didn't threaten anything. I just looked her in the eyes and said, "We don't need special treatment, just respect. Please don't harass my wife again." She nodded quickly and backed away, muttering something about a misunderstanding. Since then, not a word from her. Not an email, not a knock at the door. Apparently, all it took to shut her down was a little military courtesy and the reminder that we weren't going to be bullied.